Hello, and welcome to episode 38 of An Inquisitive Crafter. My name is Susie, and I'm coming to you from the Dallas, Texas area where I live with my husband and my 3 grown children. Well, one's in college. How's your week been? It is Sunday morning here, February 16th. We are in a 3-day weekend in the United States, and it is almost 10 o'clock, of course, so my clock is going to sing at some point. I am enjoying, I slept in late. I didn't get up till 9, and I didn't go to bed till 2. If that makes it any better, I don't know if you're judging. Go ahead and judge, that's fine. I am enjoying a cup of coffee in my stay a while mug I got from somebody at Christmas. Somebody left it on my desk. No name tag, nothing. I don't know who it was from. I wish I did. It was cute. It was filled with nice little treats. Something in my house or outside my house is making a weird noise. It sounds like, I don't know what it is, but if you hear weird noises. Oh, and my wind chimes are going like crazy because it's windy. I wanted to film here today in my bedroom. I'm in a corner of my bedroom with my cozy robe on and my blanket I crocheted last year because the light was so good. But when I have all the blinds open, you just see like stripes across my face, and so I had to close the blinds some and turn a light on. Kind of defeated the purpose, but I'm only going to chat for a little while because I really don't have too much to say. My husband is still in the hospital. He's in a rehab hospital now, and he has a release date for February 25th, which is amazing. Except the 25th, I work as a Tuesday. I work all day, and I'm leaving straight from work to pick up my parents and go to my niece's confirmation. I'm the confirmation sponsor, which I wanted to be her confirmation sponsor since she was born. And so I won't see him until late that night. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'm gone to judge an orchestra contest, and I'll be staying overnight Wednesday night, Thursday night, and coming home Friday. So just antsy about my husband being by himself. Like, I don't know what he'll be able to do. He's having problems working his hands. He's retaining still a lot of water, a lot of fluid, and they're trying to get that off of him. But I just don't know. I'm going to prep it up the best I can and see if my family has said they'll stop in and check. I mean, it should be okay because my oldest son works only Friday that week. Well, works other days, but he'll be there. He'll be there Wednesday and Thursday is the point. And then my middle child, he works nights, so he'll be there Friday during the day. But will he be listening for my husband if he needs something, or will he be asleep? I don't know. I'm a worrier. Get that from my mother. Thanks, Mom. Appreciate that. Okay, let's talk about what I have been knitting. Okay, I have not done too much. I've only done a little bit of crocheting this week. I worked on my Genesis cardigan when I went to go visit Mark. Oh, my hair's a mess. But I don't have enough of that to show. Like, I haven't really made too much progress on that. Sorry, I'm putting a blanket over my toes. My toes are cold. And I worked on a little bit the Seriously Snuggly blanket for my future daughter-in-law, but not enough to show progress. And for the past, truthfully, I haven't done a whole lot of yarning at all this week. I have been reading a lot. I finished Paladin's Grace by T. Kingfisher. I hope I talked about that last week. It is a good book. It is very entertaining. It is about a paladin who served a god, lowercase g, but his god died. And so then he goes to serve another god. Well, I guess to serve a temple that serves another god. I don't know that he serves that god. And truthfully, in this story, the gods aren't super important. Like, they don't really play, they don't really play into it, except it's just backstory, like who he is. Anyway, he, of course. Okay, please hold. I'm sorry for the interruption. So he finds this woman. He's driven to serve. He's driven to protect. And he finds this woman who needs protection. And he protects her. And he knits her socks. And this author must have more than just a passing knowledge of sock construction, because she doesn't talk about, like, he's on the heel flap or the gusset, but she talks about, I don't know, just the way she talks about how he knit. Now my other clock is singing. I'm just going to talk through it. We tried to time all the clocks in differently, a little bit different, so we could hear each of the songs and they weren't all going together. At one point we had four clocks, that sang at the same, that sang, and a cuckoo clock. Well, the cuckoo clock, something's happened to it, and now it only goes off at 42 after the hour. And the amount of cuckoos you get is nothing. It's not related to the hour at all. And then now we just have two working singing clocks at this moment. And that one's the living room clock that you're hearing. And we have a bedroom clock. My husband really likes singing things. Anyway, so he, the way she talks about knitting just makes it sound like she knows it, that someone has knit around her a lot, or she knits. But I just thought it was cute. He makes all of his fellow paladins socks, and he makes this lady that he's protecting a pair of socks, to show that he's caring for her. It's so sweet. I thought it was going to be a cozy fantasy read. It was not cozy. It was good, and it ended up nice. But there was a big plot twist, like something happened. And I was telling my parents, I was reading it in the morning while I was drying my hair, and ended up, like, I got to the plot twist and I ended up being late to work a little bit because I couldn't quit reading. That's not very good. I mean, I got there in time to teach. I was supposed to be there earlier. Anyway, so that's Paladin's Grace by T. Kingfisher. Now I'm reading, what am I reading? I'm still listening to Life in Five Senses, which is really good. I had big plans for Valentine's Day. I thought my husband and we were gonna, I brought my dinner to eat with him. I brought some dessert yogurt so we could share have some dessert yogurt, that's in his no sugar range that he's trying to have, and the like low sodium and all that stuff. And we were gonna play cards and then watch a movie, or I thought we could pick out a mushy love stuff playlist, and we could put that together of songs that he likes and songs that I like. Well, we realized we don't like any of the same mushy love stuff songs. We were going through, I found a playlist of romantic songs from the 80s, and we were like, no. All the songs that he likes are like Tainted Love or Love Gone Sour kind of songs, which I thought was really funny. And the songs that I like, he just thought were nauseating. So that didn't work out so well. And then he kept falling asleep because he was really tired. Physical therapy's wiping him out. He's in a rehab hospital. So that was funny. Anyway, but I'm trying to listen to more music, enjoying that. I feel like I'm all over the place. I'm not talking about any one conversation. I'm just talking about 14 different things. Okay, let's talk about knitting. Okay, I did decide, I said I hadn't been crafting very much. I've been reading a lot. And then Friday night, I have been thinking about what I want to make for my best friend who we taught together, and now she lives in San Antonio, which is traditionally warm. And I wanted to make her something. I've already crocheted her a gnome. She teaches culinary. And so I'd crocheted her a chef gnome. I've made her coasters. She doesn't like hats. I've made her a pair of socks, but I didn't have time because I delayed. I didn't have time to make her another pair of socks. I wanted to make her some slippers. I was worried I wasn't going to get finished because her birthday's on the 25th. And then I'd been working on, for Christmas, I had started like a cowl from Pacific Knitco, the doodle cowls. I was going to make that, and I had the baking cowl. So I was making that. Let me find that. I might. Oh. Okay. There we go. So I was going to make her this, and there's charts, and you can pick out the different pictures you want. And so I wanted to do the mixer. I don't know if I showed that. See the mixing bowl and the mixer. I was going to do that and some doodles. Well, I thought she's never going to wear this, and I'm not going to finish. I don't know how to do color work. I've only done it twice, and on small projects, and it was iffy. Actually, one I did on a gnome, and it looked cute. It looked okay, but you could tell I didn't know what I was doing. And then I did one, I did color work on a sock, and I had to rip it out because it was too small. I'm going to remake it, but it just, I don't know all the tricks. I know you can do it inside out. And now well, anyway, so I'm learning some more about color work. So then I thought, well, I really want to do this. I could do a headband. So Pacific Knitco has, I bought her doodle book, and it has a headband that's a tube that you put over your, that goes around your head, and you put over your head. I don't know why I'm describing a headband, but it interlocks at the top, but it's a tube, so you can't see any of your ends. You don't have to weave them in so much because they're all inside the tube. And I thought that's going to take too much time. And the way the picture would run, here's the picture would run like this over the head instead of being like facing this way or facing this way. It would go up and down. I didn't like that. And it would still take too much time. I don't know what I'm doing, Sorry, I've got project bags like precariously stacked over here, and they're falling. So then I was like, okay, what else can I do? And I'm looking at the doodle stuff that I have on Ravelry that I purchased from her, and I did not realize I'd bought this. This is her doodle basic headband. And I don't know if you can see, but all of the stitches face like the picture would be pointing up or pointing down, depending on how you have it, not going along the headband. So I thought, okay, I'm making that. I already bought the yarn when we were at a yarn crawl last spring. Rebecca and I went on a yarn crawl, and I'd purchased the yarn in colors that she would like. She picked out some of them for me, like help me match, but she didn't know what she was doing. And so I had it picked out. So I had this great idea. I was going to mishmash two of the doodle charts. I was going to mishmash a chef's hat and a whisk. And I was going to do them in two different colors. So the base color is this blue. This is Madeline Tosh Sport in the colorway Feels, I believe. The Feels. So I don't know if you can tell, but it's a beautiful tonal blue, dark blue. And then I had, I don't know what these are. I don't know what yarn this is from. I had this peach, this salmony peach, and this cream. And so I'm starting and I'm working and I get through like round 4 or round 5. I made some mistakes. I was trying to go back and fix them, and it was really tight. When I went back and fixed it, it was really tight. And the yarn was just getting super twisted because I was using 3 colors and I don't know how to do color work. So I ripped it out, started again, and now I'm just going to do the chef's hat. And maybe another tiny doodle, excuse me, maybe a tiny doodle at the top above the chef's hat so I'll do the chef's hat in the cream, maybe another something in the salmon, maybe not, maybe I'll just have to leave that out, and call it a day, because it's in 9 days, 11 days. I don't know, her birthday's coming up. So that's the plan. But I was really proud of myself for putting the 2 charts together. I spent some time like clipping and pasting and putting together on my Good Notes and on my iPad, and then it didn't work. I was so proud of myself. Like, I thought, I am a master knitter. Like, this is it. And I don't knit. Like, I'm not good at it. So anyway, it was humorous. It like humbled me. So here I am. I'm on round 2, and I'm so happy I started over because it was getting really tight. I'm trying to do it inside out, but right now I don't have, so that the floats, these are the, if you don't knit, these are the floats where you're carrying the yarn that you're not using behind stitches. And if you do it inside out, if you knit inside out, then the floats are pushed back a little bit, which gives you more space. I'm on bigger needles, so that should give me more space. Hopefully it'll all work out. But then I got these. Okay, this is the other thing I've done this week. Well, let me. I'm just blah, 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 blah. Sorry, this is so distracted. I bought a book on color work socks, and I was reading it right beforehand. I've been catching my floats every 5 stitches because the charts for the doodles have like a darker line every 5 stitches. There's a darker line, you know, in this grid, like picture gridded paper. And I am assuming, I vaguely remember that means catch your floats. Well, then in the colorwork sock book, it says don't catch your floats so often because it will make, if you do, it makes it tighter. So now I'm like, what? Anyway, so I'm going to figure that out. I'm going to work on that. But the other thing I've been doing this week is I have been purchasing books for my Kindle. Not my Kindle, but my Kindle app on my iPad. I have gone crazy. So I love looking for cello music to play at church and other places, but I only really play at church and at school. And so I had found a book of 50 songs for the cello, 50 easy songs for the cello, and I thought, oh, I might be able to use that for something. I'm gonna go ahead and buy it. It's not very much, so it was $19. And so on Amazon, if you have not purchased on Amazon, there is a buy with 1 click button if you're purchasing a Kindle product. So I purchased it, but then I wasn't paying attention. I saw the 1 click button again. I thought it's the same book. I must not have actually purchased it. And then I look and I've purchased, can you see this? I'd accidentally purchased the cello book and then right after an alto sax book, the same thing. I don't need the alto sax book. I don't play alto sax. I don't know how to get rid of this book. It won't let me delete it off because every time I look at it, I'm embarrassed. I spent $20 on a book I don't need. Like, that's horrible. And I just don't even remember it. And I don't think you can gift Kindle books to people. It won't let me delete it. I don't know. Anyway, so that's funny. But then I also found, I was looking at Instagram, and somebody had a sock up. And I don't have the sock they were looking at, but look at this. There's a pattern called Fancy a Cuppa by Stone Knits, and it's from her book Joyful Colorwork Socks. So here's her. This is from Ravelry. There's her pattern. It's not, I don't think, oh, sorry. It's not so clear there, but look at this one. Oh my gosh. Now this one adds some little hearts in there. I never hoped to be this detailed, but look at that. Look at that. Look at that. I know a certain someone who would love socks like this, or some version of socks like this. So I was like, I have to have this pattern. I have to have it. So then I purchased the Joyful Colorwork socks. Here's the cover of that. Oh. There. Joyful Colorwork socks by Charlotte Stone. And I'm looking through and I cannot find the socks. I'm like, what? I just bought this. I can't find the sock I want. So then there's another one that I just immediately bought called Charming Colorwork Socks by Charlotte Stone. So I bought that. Well, of course the sock was in the other, it was in the Joyful Colorwork Socks. I finally found it. I don't know why I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it in the table of contents, but I did find the actual pattern. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm just spending money on things that I would like to make and no guarantee that I will make, because again, I don't know how to knit color work. But I have decided to retire from teaching, at least for now. I am not enjoying school. I like some of my students, but what I like is teaching orchestra. And the kids in this time, post-COVID, have so many other things going on and a big laziness component, truthfully, that they're not really into playing. I mean, they'll play, but it's such a chore to get them to play. Like, I have to work so hard. I don't feel like I've ever gotten into my teaching groove this year because I've had 2 student teachers. That's like my fault. It's not their fault. That's my fault. Like, I know how to teach. This is my 31st year to teach. I know how to do this, but it just takes me a while to settle. Like, every year is a new year. But more importantly, that could just be spring talking. More importantly, I think my husband, he's retiring. When he gets out of the hospital, he's going to retire. And because he does his job involves a lot of computer, and he's really struggling moving his fingers. He's got rheumatoid arthritis and some other things going on, and it's just hard for him to move his hands. And he is worried about he's been going into the office some, and I think they're going to make them all go into the office all the time. And he doesn't know that he can do that. And I think he needs help at home. I think he's going to need me at home. So I can work part-time. I can sub. I can do stuff and still support us and or help support us. And spend time with him, because I don't know how much time I'm going to have left. I mean, I'm judging this on now, but I just think it'd be good for me to be home. So my point in telling you this is I'm retiring, and hopefully I'll have a lot more time to do some crafty things, including color work. So, all right. This was just a whole bunch of messy ramble, and I'm out of words now. So I'm going to work on my knitting and then get up and actually do some stuff around the house before I go shopping and then go visit my husband. And I hope you guys have a great, blessed Sunday, filled with all the things that you love. And be sure to stay inquisitive. All right, bye.